Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your dose of zombies news from the game and its community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today, because it seems like Treyarch has released their Season 2.5 Reloaded update early here in Vanguard Zombies, and while the amount of content that they already revealed to be added into the game is really disappointing, where it takes the form of only 2 covenants being added in this update, they did make a bunch of fixes and changes and secret additions into this game that they didn't tell us about beforehand. So let's kick things off with a little bit of a secret addition that Treyarch added into Vanguard Zombies, specifically on the map Terra Maledicta, and that seems to be like a kind of new mini Easter egg event that has been added into the map. If you're able to grab the shovel, you now have a % chance of digging up a glowing orb that you can actually do damage to. Now, if you continue to follow this orb and do enough damage to it, you'll then be able to capture the orb, and when you do, it'll spawn 5,000 points worth of bonus points drops right in front of you, which, to be honest, if you're doing this objective on round 3 like Nova is, or round 5 like Gaz is here, 5,000 points that early in a Vanguard Zombies game actually will come in kind of clutch, letting you pack-a-punch your weapon and possibly upgrade some perks a whole lot earlier than you normally would be able to, which would hopefully make those early rounds in Vanguard Zombies, which kind of drags, go by a little bit more quickly. But beyond that new Easter egg being added, Treyarch did make a whole bunch of changes. The first, of course, is that they added server pause for a total of 2 hours in Zombies, but as we feared, it's only in solo games. You can only pause your game if you're running a solo game. If you're playing a co-op match, you cannot pause. A feature that was present in Black Ops Cold War that isn't here for some reason. Beyond that, they seem to have also increased the inactivity kick timer for players in public matches. At least before, I think it was around 2 minutes before it would AFK kick you. It seems like that timer has been upped by how much we don't really know yet. Now, in terms of updating the newest map in Vanguard Zombies itself, Terra Maledicta, Treyarch says that they addressed several issues where zombies could spawn in unintended locations. They addressed multiple issues where zombie corpses could fall through the floor of the map, and they addressed an issue where the ray gun could still be seen floating in space after acquiring it via a side quest. So a couple changes to the map itself that should increase the stability of zombies spawned and of the side quest Easter egg on the map. Next, probably a standard in most of these big patch updates, Treyarch did say that they closed various exploits in Terra Maledicta and Daron Fang. So if you're one of those people that were using a glitch spot or maybe an out of bounds maneuver to explore outside of the map, those will likely be patched as of this update. Next, kind of interestingly, I will say, Treyarch does say that the sacrifice objective is now available in all maps. The sacrifice objective was introduced with Terra Maledicta. It seems like they've added it to a few maps now in Dare and Fang. So if you're playing that first map, the sacrifice objective is now added in the rotation. Moving on to wonder weapons. In regards to the Decimator's shield on Terra Maledicta, Treyarch says they reduced the actual attack of that shield. The Decimator blast abilities cool down from 90 seconds to 60 seconds, so a bit of a buff there should make it more usable, especially considering it takes up a weapon slot in this game. And next is a fix for the ray gun, where Treyarch says they addressed an issue where the ray gun was not always used when the player was downed if they had it equipped. So now when you're down for the count, no revival, you're bleeding out, and you had the ray gun, you should be able to use it to fend off zombies when you're down. Next, in what I will say is a really good change, or probably better phrase as a fix that should have been there at launch, but Treyarch says that weapon blueprints with custom visual effects will no longer lose these custom effects when upgraded via the Pack-a-Punch machine. Before this upgrade, once you upgraded your weapon, basically any kind of reticle or stickers or any kind of individual element to that weapon would pretty much be wiped out when you Pack-a-Punch it. They seem to have fixed that with this update, and they also say that they addressed an issue where players were not receiving butcher medals when getting 5 rapid kills with certain melee weapons. Next up, moving on to the actual zombies fixes of this zombies update, Treyarch did say that they addressed an issue where brain rot controlled zombies were not attacking Sturmkriegers or Zabella the Deceiver, so now as of this update, your brain-rotted boys will now hopefully attack those elite enemies for you. They also say they addressed an issue where Zabella the Deceiver could fail to path and attack players in some instances. Honestly, a good thing that I'm sad that they patched, because Zabella the Deceiver is up there with one of the most annoying elite kind of mini boss enemies we've ever seen in Zombies. And lastly, they say they addressed an issue where the Sturmkrieger's weapon could clip into its body during stun animation, so just a small animation fix there. Next up, they also say they adjusted one of the Season 2 Zombies challenges to be completable with 75 Molotov kills. Before this, it stated you need to get kills with incendiary grenades, which don't even exist in the Zombies mode. So instead of adding incendiary grenades in Zombies, they've simply switched it to Molotov cocktails instead. And lastly, in a feature that I'm sure most of you don't even know exists in Vanguard Zombies, Treyarch says that they've addressed an issue where visual effects were not displaying correctly when using sprays in Zombies. That's right, if you unlocked a spray in Vanguard, you can actually use it in Zombies to tag up the environment as you wish for whatever reason. But that does wrap up the show today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something new, consider hitting that thumbs up button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And hey, before we go, be sure to check out yesterday's edition of the Zombies News Update. You don't want to miss it. It talks about the future of zombies and what might be happening at Treyarch behind the scenes right now. You don't want to miss it again, so be sure to tap out now. And I'll see you with the next Zombies News video sometime soon. Peace!